Foundations of Amateur Radio. There is some truth in simplicity. I've mentioned in the past that suck it and see is a perfectly valid solution to figuring out if something is going to work or not. I've moved into my new home, my new QTH. The roof is colour bond. That's basically a corrugated iron roof, painted in some random colour. I think it's grey, but don't quote me on that, could be green. Inside is a mezzanine floor, essentially carving out a space within the roof area. It's going to be my office and Radio Shack. So after setting up technology, I had a spare 15 minutes and came across a box that had my radio bits inside it. After setting up power, I went and combed through some more crates to locate a magnetic mount and the vertical I use on 2 meters and 70 centimeters in my car. The roof beam is held up by a steel post, which forms part of the railing that surrounds the mezzanine floor. All conventional wisdom tells me that this is a poor place for an antenna. So, undeterred with little else in the way of simple options, I stuck my magnetic mount to the steel post with my vertical attached. Of course, this doesn't mean that I have my vertical actually mounted vertically. In fact, it's not. It's horizontal. So there's one of two steel posts that holds up the steel roof, a magnetic mount stuck to the side of the post with the vertical running horizontally. It keyed up the local repeater the first time, made some contacts, spoke to 3 local amateurs to confirm that they could in fact hear me, swapped sides on the post from parallel to the roof line to 90 degrees off the side with some improvement. Now, as I said, on paper this shouldn't work. The roof beam runs north-south, the repeater is off to the east of the pitched roof, so the signal isn't making its way off the ends. It's going through the roof, or I've managed to use the roof post as an antenna, or the roof, or both, or the signal is bouncing down over a metal fence, who knows. The point is, it works, when anyone you'd have asked about this would have rightly told you that it won't. When I asked recently what the ideal shack should look like, one person who travelled a lot pointed out that just enough shack is a good place to start. Right now, I'm a power supply, radio and a horizontally mounted vertical into the minimal shack. I was asked if I'd tested HF yet. Seriously, the radio is 15 minutes out of the box, but, in a word, yes. I put on a 10-meter vertical, also mounted horizontally, same magnetic mount, and I can hear the local beacon on 10 meters, 12 meters and 15 meters. A vast improvement on my previous HF experiences at home. Overall, the noise on the band seems less than it was in my old house. This could be because of shielding of the roof, or it could just be less actual noise, or because my antenna is mounted horizontally. Previously, I had S9 noise. Now it peaks at S5, but on average it's around S2 to 3. It's not a proper test by any stretch of my imagination, and while initial indicators are better, this is by no means a definitive test of the HF band. For my next trick, I'll be taking a closer look at the railing that surrounds my office. It's made from stainless steel stranded wire, the stuff you find on a boat, with 7 strands to choose from, in 3 separate orientations. So plenty of room for experimentation, and more if I dare to use the strands on the staircase. Seriously, I won't be. One thing I will do before I start keying up for the next HF contact is do some electromagnetic radiation research, to learn if I'm in the danger zone, or if my family might be exposed to unsafe levels of RF radiation. Normally this isn't an issue with 5 watts when the antenna is on a roof, but now I have it indoors. I'll spend some time making sure. I still have a magnetic loop on loan from a friend, packed away in a box, that I'll unearth in the next couple of days, to see what it has to say about the new RF environment. As I said, this is just the beginning, and I've not yet been calling CQ or checking out the local HF nets. What crazy setups do you admit to that actually worked, even though they shouldn't have? I'm Ono, Victor Kilo 6, Foxtrot Lima, Alpha Bravo.